You're listening to Vince and Matt on the Montreal Marketeers podcast. We're here with Matt Balogh from Solage Solide. Matt, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Hey Vince, hey Matt. So I'm 35 years old. I am the owner of Solage Solide Incorporated. We are a foundation repair company serving Montreal, Greater Montreal Area, based out of Intrapreneur, Quebec, just west of the island of Montreal. And that's it.
So why did you start Solage Solide? Were you always working in the foundation industry, construction world?
I've been in this domain since 2004. I'm a licensed tradesman, heavy machinery operator, and I started out doing that, and then naturally got into foundation repair because it being a part of excavation. Excavation, foundation repair, they kind of work hand in hand. So started to learn that business a little bit. Working for one of my now competitors, was able to grow that business over the 12-year span I was with them, I guess, about 12 years.
And what type of growth are we talking about when you say, I know we don't need dollar numbers, but percentage-wise,
look, when that business started, it was me and two other guys. We started with that business, and over the span of 10 years turned it into 25 employees.
Wow.
Yeah, 25 employees, about pretty much being the leader in the industry.
So at the time of growing that business, was it new to the market or?
No, it wasn't new to the market. It was it was an older business that had kind of lost direction, then was picked up by my former employer, and I guess they revamped it, put some new life into that business.
Okay.
I think I was an integral part in that.
Yeah, they must have felt the absence of you leaving. So why did you leave that environment or that place? You've taken it from nothing to something.
Because I didn't do it on my own. There was other people involved in that one. I felt like I had taken it to where I could have taken it, and that's it. I needed new challenges. I got sick of the same old thing over and over again. So that's when I decided to venture off on my own, and still staying in the same industry, starting from scratch, and basically learning from all of my mistakes over the years. Prior with another company, learning from all those mistakes and being able to take my education and start afresh by myself.
So obviously, when it comes to foundation repair, the actual act of doing it,
yes,
you're very good at it.
Yeah.
But when you started the company, was there a certain facet of owning your own company?
Of course. Look, as far as getting the work done, the service we provided, I would say, don't mean to toot my own horn here, but I would say I'm the best in the industry right now. I definitely have a lot more experience than a lot of my competitors, and obviously, I think we're the best at doing what we do. We offer fantastic guarantees. We offer very competitive pricing. As far as the work goes, I'm gonna come out straight out and say it. We're the best. New challenges for me were, yes, starting a business from scratch by myself. Of course, that was. It's not as easy as you think it is.
Tell us a bit. Did you have to? Was this planned? Months, years prior? Did you have a certain fund you had to attain, reach, and say, okay, I'm going to do this?
Yeah, for sure. It was always something that was in my I mean, I guess 4 years prior to starting this business is when I started thinking about it, and then from thinking about it to saving money to having things put in place where I needed them to be in place to be ready to take the big dive, the big risk of jumping into starting my own business. I mean, I went from the security of having a paycheck to not knowing where my next meal is coming from, really.
Especially for your industry where it's seasonal.
It's seasonal.
Must be even a bigger impact.
It's for sure. I mean, look, it's still a struggle for me to know what are we going to do over the winter. We're going to lay off some of the guys, so are they going to come back next year? What to do to keep... but those are part of my plans for the future of the business. I'm going to continue to focus on what we're doing now, and then I hope to expand into other things in our field to keep us going year round. We do stay we're already working year round, but it's definitely not the volume numbers of summer,
But now we're talking now, how many... So it's 2 years, right? This is the second year.
This is second year. We're completing the second year of business now. Yes.
So already second year,
yeah, so
and
we're going into our third year. Yeah.
So that's pretty good. That already now you're already getting out of the seasonal trap, let's say, and starting to see how we can turn it.
For sure. There's always been the potential for season. It's the industry in itself. I mean, the industry in itself. Doesn't allow for much. There's too many challenges in the winter too, and our customer base doesn't necessarily want to be performing big work during the winter. Mm-hmm. There's other challenges that come across, but I mean, it is there. It's just like I said, it's not the summer volume that we're used to, So
okay,
definitely the business takes a big dive in the winter for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
And when you first started, obviously the quality of your work.
Yeah.
Once you do complete a job, your customers will see that quality and they'll be very happy with you.
Yes.
But those first customers to get Solage Solide, brand new company.
Yeah.
How did you go about that? How did you get those customers to trust you to get the work done at the beginning?
Well, look, I mean, a lot of it came down to marketing. I mean, I guess it was more volume numbers. I was doing a lot more estimates at the beginning and signing a lot less, whereas I'm still doing sorry, I shouldn't have said a lot more estimates. Our close rate was a lot less in the beginning, obviously. Our conversion rate. I mean, so that's what it was. It was just the grind of one customer next. He was willing to take the chance on the new guy in town, And then when the customer does take the chance on the new guy. To go kind of above and beyond with our service to get in our field references, word of mouth. That's a big help for us. People don't want to. We're talking about sometimes ticket prices of 15,000 plus. It's tough to meet somebody on a sales call and have them trust you right away to. Mm-hmm. Give you a contract for 15,000, 20,000.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money for a lot of people, of course.
And a lot of people, I'm assuming, don't really understand what you do in the sense that
100%.
You can tell them, I'm going to do this, but
there's the education involved. There's the there's a lot of things involved, of course. In the end, people are calling me with a problem, and I'm offering a solution. But the problems in my industry again are. A lot of my competitors some competitors might be offering different solutions for maybe more money, maybe less money. So customers in this industry are sometimes a little frazzled with getting multiple quotes, and
it can be overwhelming.
Too many options, too many options. They don't understand
different
either.
Technologies. Yeah. That's it. What I try to do is sell the fact that our technologies that we use are tried. Tested and true. I mean, they're the norms of the industry. They're not gimmicky. It's what it's and I try to convey that. Yeah, well, that's it. And I try to convey that.
Okay. So when you first started, last year we were talking about it in the beginning before the podcast we started recording is You started a website. Obviously, you had a website.
Yeah.
And you lived off the backbone of AdWords campaigns.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
There was no print involved. No door to door cold calling. It was literally get the website up and running. And it's funny because we've met a lot of entrepreneurs over the years in general in terms of what we do. Our 9 to 5 job and so forth. It's rare to find entrepreneurs that go digital 100%
right
all the way off the bat.
Yeah.
So you were a bit uneasy, or you kind of had that gut feeling like no, this is how I search for this stuff.
This is how I search for it. This is what the future is, and that's where I felt like that would be the best investment, and I haven't been proven otherwise yet.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're building a brand awareness from the beginning, from the ground up.
Yeah.
Along with a company, a name.
Yeah.
And that can be challenging, especially if you're going to do only print as well.
Exactly. And I see on your website emergency line.
Yeah.
And I found that's very interesting. So do you get a lot of calls from that?
The emergency line, I wouldn't say yes. I would say we do definitely get some calls from that. But it's definitely, if I looked at it as a percentage, maybe it would only be a small percentage.
But that means you always
5%.
have to have your phone on you, always ready to answer.
Yes, for sure. And my phone is always on me, and it's always ready to be answered, for sure.
So let's say you get a certain volume of calls a day. Do you set yourself a rule? I have to answer the phone within this time. I have to get back to them. I
answer the rule is set as of now is new calls are first priority. Always been the phone has got to be answered. Mm-hmm. So we have a secretary that comes in from 8 till 5 every day, and her first priority besides organizing jobs and whatever is always answering the phone. I tell her we're not missing one phone call.
Yeah.
And then when she leaves at the end of the day, she forwards the phone to my cell phone, and that's it. I mean,
the night shift works.
The night shift works. That's what it is.
Well, I imagine myself waking up in the morning or realizing at night there's a leak in my basement.
Yeah.
I want to be answered right away.
For sure.
You might have the nicest, or I might know you, but if you're not going to answer your phone, I'm going to call whoever does.
Exactly.
So it's very impressive that you're able to do that and put the effort to.
Yeah. I mean, I find in starting a new business, that's what the least of my challenges right now. But I mean, for sure, it's definitely I want to go above and beyond for my customers, and that's just one of the small things I do to continue to go above and beyond for my customers, for sure.
So, I mean, in this industry, there's a lot of pain points from a customer standpoint. I mean, you're calling strangers to come over to your house and quote, right?
Yeah.
Take a look at your basement, you walk them in their home, walk in, and there's so many concerns from a customer standpoint, right? You have no idea who's coming in and so forth. And then also, from the quality of the job standpoint, you dug a hole 6 feet. I don't know, the only way to know is if water comes in, whether it's later, years down the line.
Yeah.
How do you ease that process for a customer to know that there's a reputable brand in front of them, that's going to do the job right? And not only that, I mean, usually, in my experience, if someone comes over in this specific environment, they leave a mess.
Yeah.
Like my yard's, that's the biggest concern. So if someone's really a green thumb, plants beautiful flowers all around their home, and then you're coming with the tractor, probably giving them tons of agita, really nervous now. You're going with your dump and you're digging everything.
So we always try to be super respectful to people's properties. That's number one. We'll go as far as taking out trees or plants or whatever, putting them aside, doing the repair, and then after the backfill, replanting those.
You literally had your guys dig out the plant. That's unheard of. I've never seen that.
Look, it's another one of the things that set us apart from our competition, and that's what it is. Try to go above and beyond.
And I don't think people understand how that's so much of an expense, not necessarily just amount, but opportunity, where it's like you're leaving yourself or your team there instead of working on
Of course. I mean, it's not cheap to keep the guys at a job. It's not, but I mean, look, we have a good crew of guys that care, guys that are willing to go above and beyond, and that's what it takes too. It's not a one-man show. And a good crew is also very important in making this whole thing work, you know. So, guys that care, guys that are not, guys that enjoy their job, that's what makes all this a lot easier for sure.
Well, it makes sense because your front line is that point that interacts with your client. So if they're unhappy, you're gonna have an unhappy customer. It's hard to have employees that are unhappy make a customer happy.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, even in my short run of being a business so far, I've already been through employees. You know, we've already been weeding out some of the bad, you know, people that do not fit the team or the business model, and that's part of it. I mean, not be afraid of telling guys, hey, sorry, it's not going to work out with us. You know. You don't have what it takes to be a part of the Solage.
Did you ever, in past experience, have to take on that managerial role of?
In the past, yes.
Okay.
I would say I did have experience in that field already.
So it's been great. That must have really helped you out.
Of course. Look, everything here is experience. Experience. I wouldn't be able to do it without the experience. Maybe I'd be able to do it, but. I wouldn't be able to grow at the rate of growth that I'm doing now
currently,
without that past experience.
You brought up a point that was very interesting to me when you said what you use is tried and true.
Yes.
Tried and tested.
Yeah.
Do you still look at new technologies coming out?
100%. So we're constantly. One of the reasons why I wanted to start my own business was to do. You can imagine at my previous job. Great, we started from nothing and we got into and we turned it into something big. Sticking with one kind of vision and one kind of service and one kind of which is great. I mean, if you want to, if you know what you want to do and this is how you do it and that's it, and you build your business like that, then that's fantastic. I have always been interested in expanding into new technologies and to seeing what the future holds, and always trying to be the best of the best. Yes, you can hammer a nail in with a hammer and it works just fine, but what if there's something better out there? So so I'm constantly exploring new technologies. I'm constantly trying to see. If there's anything better, and we're testing this as often as weekly on the job with new suppliers, with new businesses, with new product companies that are coming onto our job sites, and then we step back and we take a look and we say, okay, this is a good product, yes or no, and why, and what are the benefits and the disadvantages. And if we can find products that are better, then we'll put that into our lineup of services that we offer, for sure. That is something that I love about this industry, is that it's constantly evolving, constantly changing.
So you do to a certain point trust your suppliers and bringing you the info.
100%. That's where we're mostly getting new technologies from, is good suppliers who have done their homework on products and then say, hey, Matt, this is something that I think you should look at, and we'll take a look at it like that. And then there's even me, depending on the job sites we go to, sometimes we meet new engineers or architects, and they are offering products that I haven't heard of, so we test those products and we have a back and forth, what's better and why. But yes, anyway, to answer your question, yes, there's a constant effort in trying to find newer and better products.
And that, I think that also applies to the way you are as an entrepreneur, right? If I'm not mistaken, you also get involved in the real estate side as well. This is obviously apart from Solage Solide.
Yeah.
Why real estate? Why go in that endeavor and kind of get your feet wet? Is it something that a side project that you want to grow for years down the line? Is it something?
I've always had an interest in real estate. I watch all the shows, the HGTV home flippers, and I've always just liked that industry, and that's why I'm in construction. I mean, I think it's important to specialize in something. I chose foundations, but still, I mean, the overall envelope of a house is just I like to be up to date. I like to know what's up, and it's my passion, something that has always interested me.
Okay. Do you remember? Was there a point in time when you were young, playing with maybe Tonka trucks, or was there anything that really, what made this? I'm just curious. People are probably thinking, why foundation? Why not accounting?
Yeah.
Why not something? Why is there a moment
I
in
don't
your
know.
life
I
your
guess,
dad maybe did something?
I don't know. I don't remember one specific moment in my life, but I mean, what little boy doesn't look at a big tractor and think, "Oh, that's pretty cool," right? But no, I don't remember one specific point. I did have an uncle who was involved in Caterpillar, and we now buy all our tractors at Caterpillar. So. But no, I don't have a one moment.
Yeah. That's good.
But yeah, I've always tractors are always cool. Come on.
So I guess I want to know from your standpoint, what was the most challenging point of being an entrepreneur or on this endeavor that you went on to starting your own business? Word it in a form of advice for someone else who's thinking doing this, not necessarily in the construction world, obviously.
Yeah, but in the entrepreneurship in general, I would say the definite hardest point for me was banking. And the reason for that is because banks don't really offer great incentives for small businesses. No, sorry, not that they don't offer great incentives. They don't like to take risks on small businesses. So, and especially like I was saying earlier, I mean, our average ticket prices can be easily 5 figures, 5 figures plus, so tens of thousands of dollars. And here I am, an unestablished business, trying to cash checks for tens of thousands of dollars, and I have suppliers to pay, I have employees to pay, I have so I mean, the money goes out just as fast as it comes in the beginning. I mean, we're paying big money on marketing and advertising, or Google AdWords. I mean, none of that stuff was cheap. So.
Just on a cash flow.
And just to clarify, cheap, because I want to give people just an idea of what, because you were thinking, you're spending maybe $500 a month. Yeah. We were discussing it was over $5,000 a month.
Over $5,000 a month.
This wasn't. There's many companies that are tenfold your size that are not even coming close to that.
But I wanted to hit the market with the bang, so we went in and we spent the big bucks. So. Yeah. But that, which is also extremely challenging at the beginning. So here we are. We're a newly established business that's spending $5,000 a month in AdWords, and never mind. I mean, we're taking on big construction projects, and without the cash flow to back us. I mean, there were some. I would deposit money into the account. I've already spent all my money trying to complete a job. I deposit the money in the account, and then the bank would want to hold this for 5 days. So now I'm sitting around for 5 days twiddling my thumbs with $0 in my bank account. It's not exactly fun.
No. And they'll tell you, go get it certified, but that's what, 2 hours?
Go get it certified, but even then, the challenges now is that I think there's only TD that will certify a personal check if you're not. You go to any banks, and I would bring a customer's check to their bank, and they don't certify personal checks anymore. It's a thing of the past. Nobody does that anymore. Yeah. So it's not. But yeah, you're right. I used to run around. I used to certify checks.
Exactly.
It would eat up a day to go around certify checks to bring them to the bank so they wouldn't hold it on me, and in most of the time, half the banks I would run around to, it would give me oh no, you have to go to this person's head branch. So I'd go to the head branch, and then I'd end up over at the head branch, and they'd say, oh no, our new policy doesn't allow us to certify checks anymore. So it's banking has been extremely tough. Yeah.
Well, a day that eats up on your margin. I mean, you can easily hit 10 to 15 quotes in a day. If your conversion rate is 30%, that's quite a few jobs you just lose on one day of quoting.
100%, of course. So yeah, I'm already working 16 hours a day, let's say, and my days are full, and I don't have enough time in a day, and to any time wasted, especially on something like
it's something anybody can do, but you're forced to do it because you need them. You need the money deposited in.
That's it.
Well, you're buying supplies maybe 90 days in advance.
Yeah.
When you're gonna actually use them or get invoiced, and then if you're working from a B2B standpoint, not only from a consumer end standpoint, but business to business, they might pay you in 60 days.
Yes.
90 days. So now you have to hold those funds for that long, and you've paid out your employees for that time. And then come the winter, it's even worse. It's even harder, I would assume. So now that we just went over what's the hardest point, what's the most fruitful point? What's where you're like, I would never go back to what I was before. This is amazing, having your own business. Having this freedom. What's the
most fruitful point?
Yeah.
You know what, Vince? I don't know. Hopefully, check in with me in a couple of years, and I'll be able to have that answer for you better. I mean, look, I'm a sucker for punishment. If you're a sucker for punishment, I would say that you're definitely the type of guy that should be starting his business, his own business. I mean. It's tough, but I see a future of being bigger, being established, and hopefully not working as hard. Mm-hmm. And that's what keeps me going. I see a future where we're a bigger business, we're offering the best possible service to our customers, and we're helping people out. And I mean that's most likely that is most probably the best part, is being able to help people out, being able to see a grander future with the business.
So right now you're basically laying the foundation.
We're laying the foundation. Yeah, very good. Yeah, we're laying the foundation.
I love puns. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're laying the foundation for the house that is life. Yeah.
And in terms of motivators or someone that you not necessarily maybe look up to, or I guess you could say us, like we Mitch Joel, Gary Vaynerchuk, we look up to these people in the industry. Is there anyone from your side? I know you follow Gary Vee. I see that.
I do.
Is there anyone that you
I do follow Gary Vee. I like all those guys too. Those marketing guys. Is there anybody? I guess who would be a construction. I mean the right thing to say would probably be like a Mike Holmes or a Brian Baumler or something like that. Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely big fans of their shows. I've never really thought about it. I don't really have. I would say no. You know what? I would say definitely Brian Baumler and one of the, I guess that would be more my end game too, is to get myself established to a point of at most to be the top of the industry, to be the final say in foundation repair. That would be. So
you're looking for so just a shout out to HGTV if you're listening.
That's it.
We've got the new Bomber over here, so
Balogh,
you mentioned in the beginning you watch it. Maybe one day you'll be able to watch your own show.
Exactly, that's it. Yeah.
With your son who's almost a year old. So we usually end the podcast with a funny note or a funny question, comment.
Yeah.
What's more work?
Yeah.
your entrepreneurship, a drive, or your son?
Look, I would say. I'm very lucky to have a girlfriend that splits the task, that understands where I'm at. If I had to be a business owner and a full-time parent, it would be impossible. So So I'm very, very lucky to have my situation. My home situation is we share. She lets me do a lot of the business while she takes care of a lot of the kids. So we split that up pretty fairly.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Matt,
guys,
for having us.
Yes, thanks
for talking with us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. It was always like to get out great stories, and storytelling is the number one thing for us. So.
Yeah. And we always get the comment, Matts really are the best at the pod. So we added an extra Matt just to make sure.
We hope you liked this week's episode, and if you'd like to reach out to us or just want to simply check out our previous episodes, visit our website, Montreal Marketeers, that's with 2 E's.com. You can also download our weekly episodes wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
I hear the baby cry, waiting for the bottle to come. I heard the Lord say, battle has just begun. I heard my daddy say, life isn't worth the fight. And we hear Molly say,